Hello everyone. Jaltest Marine, it's an all makes, all models, all systems diagnostics tool. We cover 4 different models: inboard, outboard, watercrafts or jet skis, and stationary engines. Okay. Why do I say all systems? Although in most of the brands, you just see and you just find the engine system. In some others, you can find multiple systems. Okay, you can go to Volvo Penta and you will find multiple systems. You can go to Mercury with the SmartCraft technology. You will find multiple systems. You can go to MAN. You can go to Cummins that actually use the SmartCraft technology of Mercury. I don't know. You can go to the watercrafts, etc. Okay. In most of them, it's just the engine, but you can find multiple systems. Okay. So first of all, let's show you the coverage. This is inboard. This is outboard, watercrafts, and stationary engines. I'm not going to put any example of the stationary engines today, although I'm going to do a video in the future just talking about stationary engines. The only thing I want to say is very important. We don't have to get confused. This is not generators. What we do is we cover the stationary engines. We have some generators manufactured, like for example, Onan, they don't manufacture the engine. So it's very important to know what engines is inside, because what we're going to connect to the engine and not to the generator. Okay. So first of all, let's make some examples with the inboard side. I'm going to pick Mercury Mercruiser, very common. As you can see, when I select the model, in this case, inboard engine, you will see here all the brands. Okay, this is my favorite brands. I can always take them out, take them in, depending on your favorite brands. Okay. Let's take Mercury right now. And right now you will see here all the series and all the models. Okay, you have search engines everywhere, like for example by name or by system. Okay, so for example, if you want to look for the DTS, it's DTS, and you will find all the models that has the DTS. Okay, when I select one of the models, you will see all the systems available. As I said before, it's all makes, all models, all systems. In this situation, you will see multiple systems. Okay, very important. We have here 2 engines. You see CAN, so CAN. There's gonna be the G3. Okay, from the 20.1 version, it's gonna be about in mid-February. We're gonna change CAN for G3, so it's gonna be easier for our customers and users. Okay, so you have 2 options. This is G3. This is, well, it's not second generation, because actually it's Evinrude that calls second generation. You can call previous generation or how you want, but you have these 2 options. And these are the other systems that are part of the SmartCraft technology. Okay, we have the DTS for the levers, we have the CCM, the diagnostics for the levers, DTS for the calibration, and you have TVM for the joystick. Okay, important. Okay, you can have you can be in a 5.0 MPI and you can have a DTS that's electronic or not. Okay, obviously if it's not electronic, you won't do anything. The CCM, if you don't have a DTS that's electronic, you won't have a CCM, and you can have a DTS that's electronic and you won't have the CCM. So the important thing is to perform a system scan to know what's inside. Okay, so here is very important, because as we have multiple plugs, let's put the example here. Obviously we put some images, locations, details, and all the time you will have the cables you need. So in this case is JDC 600 plus JDC 603, and this is the JDC 603M, and the JDC 600 is the marine adapter. That's the cable that goes from the Jaltest link interface to the specific cable you need. Okay, if I go to the G3 engine system, okay, you will find the other connector. Okay, as you may know, the DTS and CCM TVM are part of the SmartCraft technology. You need to use the 617M. If you're trying to connect with the 603M and you try to connect to the DTS, you won't do anything. Okay, it's a different connector. Okay, something important here. As you can see, we have two options, JDC 600 and JDC 650. We get a lot of calls about this, okay? Those cables are pretty much the same, just the 650, they have a blue tag, okay? And the difference is the 650 has a resistance inside, okay? Why? Because on the G3s, you have like a cover, like a cap that you need to remove that says terminator, okay? And in most situations, the resistance is in that cover, okay? If you take it out, the SmartCraft communication is open and you need to close it, okay? So you need to close it with the 650. That's why you have two options. That doesn't mean that you have G3 systems that has the resistance inside, okay? So you need to know, or you need to try one or the other, okay? Also very important, you can have a vessel, either inboard or outboard, and you can have this connector on the engine, but you can have the same connector close to the levers, okay? So there you might have the resistance inside. So you know that you have different options. It's important to say that because at the end, what we want is to do our job, and we need to know the different options so we can do it as easy as possible, okay? So when we are connecting to the engine, first you can click into connector symbol and click connect, or if you have multiple options, the software is going to ask you to select the appropriate selection. If you don't do it, you won't connect, okay? So this is very important. Sometimes people try to connect from the wrong route and you won't connect at all, okay? Again, what I was saying, this is important. Why? We have the pinout detail. Inside the hard case, you have the multi-pins. It's a plan B thing. If we have these available, you can click and you will see a different image, okay? So this is a plan B situation. If you don't have the cable, you lost it, somebody else took it, or you just forgot it at home or at your shop, you will know how to do it, okay? I always go from the end to the start. JTP1, okay? This is going to be the JTP1. You need to take two. And then you have the multi-pins with these four colors, okay? This is going to be connected to the JDC 600, okay? You see it here, also called the marine adapter. And then you have B and D. B is yellow, D is green, okay? So right now, very simple. The first option goes to B, and the second one goes to D, okay? Also, as you can see, electrical supply using JDC 10AM2. This is the cable with the batteries. And very important, the best thing you can do is use the starter of the engine, okay? You can use an external battery, but it will be suitable to use the starter of the engine that you're doing the diagnostics, okay? Also important, we cover 12 volts and 24 volts, okay? So if you're using an external battery, you better use the same voltage, otherwise it won't work, okay? For example, we got some calls recently for, I think it was an MAN or a MTU, 24 volts. They were trying to use an external battery, 12 volts. It didn't work. They call us, okay? So this is important. So you know the plan B situation. If you don't have the correct cable, you can use the multi-pins, okay? You won't be able to use the multi-pins in every situation, although in almost all of the cables, but if the cable has electronics inside, you won't be able to use it, okay? So for example, the Enroute connector has electronic inside. You won't be able to use the multi-pins. The same with in MTU, you have three types of connectors depending if it's an A deck, M deck, or D deck. The D deck, you will be able to use the multi-pins. For the other two, no, sorry, for the M deck, you won't be able to use the multi-pins, okay? Anyway, you will see it and you will see this that it's not available, okay? So right now, let's connect. The good thing of Jaltest is it's consistent and with every brand, every system, okay? So you will see this column with the diagnostics menu. This is the diagnostics options, and you have all the technical information. I'm gonna say that, more times. Jaltest is much more than just diagnostics and much more than just advanced functionalities, advanced diagnostics, because we have technical information. We have the GRP, the Garage Resource Planning. This is the management tool. And obviously we have the customer support, okay? So if at any time you have any kind of questions, any kind of doubts, you can call us our phone number, email address. We even have remote assistance. If you click here, you're going to open the quick support team viewer. Well, you're going to retrieve an ID and password. You can call us if you need help, and we can remote in and see what's going on, okay? So first thing, diagnostics menu. Obviously, we can read fault codes. You will see always the same structure. First, the code status, okay, either it's active or non-active. If it's non-active, you can clear it from the ECM. If it's active, you won't. You need to try to solve it, okay? You will see the code and you will see the description, okay? Just to say, we read obviously generic and proprietary fault codes, okay? And the good thing of Jaltest, and that's why also it's game changer. Most of the tools, even OEM, they stop here. They don't give you additional information, at least within the software, okay? And this is gonna help you out because this is guided diagnostics. We have first free stream data with information, the last occurrence of the code, this help and components of the fault. One of the things I like the most. We're gonna tell you what component or components are related to the fault code, okay? And I'm sure even if you are an expert in some brands, it's difficult to know everything. And if you get new brands, new models that you don't know too well, you can get assisted with the software. Okay. Right now we have some other options. See information about the component. Okay. So right now we're gonna give you additional information like images, location. As you can see, this is not diagnostics, this is technical information, but we added into the software, okay? Operational values, and even we can relate you the technical information with diagnostics with the measurements, okay? And the end of all the guided diagnostics, the last step is the wiring diagrams. Okay, so this is very important. We can select the option where we are and we'll know how every component is connected to the ECM. This is very important because we can get a code. That doesn't mean that the full code that the component is damaged. It can be the wiring. So with this information, you will be able to do your job. I will say the same thing. Jaltest Marine is not magic. You know, it will give you a lot of information, but then the technician has to do his job, okay? So as you can see, this is very easy to read, and it's going to be the same. We're right now in our cruiser. We can go to our comments. We can go to event root, and it's going to be the same situation. Left and right, the components, and in the middle, we'll find the ECM. Okay. No need to have an active fault code. You can click into show component list, and you have again search engines, and you have all the components that are connected to the ECM. Okay. So in this case, very simple. The communication goes through pin 14 and socket B. We double click. You will see again as we were before, images, ECM, location, etc. Right here, I think it was a 14. So in socket B, 16, 15, 14. It's very simple. You will save a lot of time and all the information is in the software, okay? And this is not diagnostics, it's technical information, and that's why we are leaders in all makes diagnostics with all the extra functionalities that we offer, okay? Okay, so right now we can clear fault codes inside read fault codes, okay? As I showed you before with the trash symbol, we can also clear it from here. We have system data, that's ECU data registered by the manufacturer, okay? In parameters, we can change different things. Here's something important. You're going to see a window with the extra mode, okay? As you can see here, expert. This is something that you can request totally for free in our website, jaltest.com, in your client area. You can put your email address, your phone number. You're going to receive it right away. Why do we have an extra mode code? Just as a security situation. You can have technicians that are not too versed. If you don't give them that code, they will be able to read fault codes. see live measures, system checks, active component, etc. But if you need to write on the ECM and if you need to do some advanced functionalities, you will need to have the extra mode code. Okay, so if you don't have it right now and you have Jaltest, go right away to our website and just request it. Okay. So here, when I click to the option, it's going to be always 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. The first one is going to be initial information that's useful to perform this functionality. As you can see, you have a plus symbol in green. That means that you can customize the help. You will also have in all places of the software, you're able to customize and personalize your information. And I will be showing that. Okay, this is very important because as you can install the software, per each serial number, you can install it in up to 3 devices, Windows devices, either laptop or tablet. If you're generating some kind of information like diagnosis reports, customized help, all that, everybody in your network will be able to access that information. Okay. So that's something great from our management tool. Also, if you have customers with multiple Jaltest units, we can create a network. They have to send us an email to customer support at jaltest.com requesting to have different tools in the same network. You can be in different locations, different states, and anyway, everything is going to be connected. Okay. So we click into step 2, and you'll have also additional information. In this case, this is changing because we are in demo mode, but you will see engine location and you will see this. If you have doubts at any time, you can click into the question mark and you can go back. You just need to follow the instructions. But as I told you before, one of the 4 main things of Jaltest Diagnostics Technical Information Management tool is the customer support. So if you have doubts on how to perform some functionalities, you just have to call us. There's an email address, okay? And also something I'm gonna tell you afterwards is Jaltest feedback. This is a direct channel to our engineering department, okay, in our headquarters, okay? So you have different channels. The objective is that you can use a tool and don't have any problem. That's why we're here to support you, okay? So this is step 2. In step 3, we have here initial conditions. The engine must be stopped, obviously. Right now, just need to select, the location of the engine. Okay, again, if we have any kind of situation, any kind of problems, you just need to click into the question mark and that's it. Okay, so it's very, very, very simple. Double check, we click yes. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Right now, as you see, please turn off the power and turn it on after 5 seconds. When it is done, carry on with the test. Okay, so it's step by step. Put everything as easy as possible, and that's it. Okay, the primary setting process has finished. Okay, so very simple, follow steps, and that's it. If we go to another functionality, it's going to be always the same thing: step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, let's see live measures. Okay, live data. Here, what we have is all the measures available. We have 25. Okay, we have again a search engine. We can select everything, or by groups, or one by one. Okay, I'm just gonna put like a little example. Okay, we have here 3 options. Okay, first option is gonna be the result or value. Okay, if you have a question mark here, you can click it. We're gonna take you to the technical information of that sensor, of that component. Okay, every time you see a question mark, this is a help option. Then we have all the 2 options. Okay, as I was saying before, everything we're doing is being saved under the diagnosis report. Obviously, we need to get inside. If you don't get inside that specific functionality, it's not going to be saved. Okay, and if I get into live measures, you're gonna see it this way. But if you want to save it into the other options, you can always perform screenshots, and that's it. Okay, this is gonna be the gauges, and last, you can graph it. Okay, so what I was saying here is here you can graph it as well. Okay, if you have multiple options, you can take it out, you can take it in, you can stop it, you can go backwards, you can forward. Okay, and if you want to save this in the diagnosis report, you just have to click into the camera symbol, click include in diagnosis report, and that's it. Okay, so right now you can go here and you will see the screenshot. Okay, so as you can see, you will see, I told you before, if you get inside, it's going to be saved with the numeric result, okay, but you also have the screenshot, okay. I don't have anything else here because I had just to reboot the software, but as you can see, you can put the logo of your company here in the GRP model. You can add it in configuration and you will see here date, start time and close time and user. That's why it's so important to create the different users, okay, so everybody can be on the diagnosis report. You'll know also by customer. You can register this under a specific customer, specific vessel, and everything that you're doing. You can even use this as an invoice. I'm sure most of our customers don't do it, but it's available. Okay. Also, afterwards, you can print this as a PDF, or you can also retrieve the information as an Excel sheet. Okay. Here we see again plus option. Okay, you can customize this. Why? Sometimes we get some customers that want to have the same specific measures for something, I don't know, a Citra or whatever. You can just click new group, call it as you want, and when you save it here in monitoring live measurements, you will see here with like a little star. That means that it's customized by the customer. Okay. In active components and system checks, you can do different functionalities just to check the correct functionality of the system. Again, it's very simple. Just click. Go inside. As you can see, they didn't ask us for the expert mode code. It's a functionality that doesn't require to write on the ECM. You will see additional information. Okay, so this is very important. Take information related to that diagnostics functionality. Again, you can customize your hub. This is step 1. You go to step 2, initial conditions. We need to meet them. Okay, if you don't meet those initial conditions, you can have like wrong results. And in some situations, Jaltest is going to tell you you won't be able to do this because you can damage the system. Okay. Right now, select your option. Very simple. So it's step by step. Follow the instructions. Okay. Yeah, so right now it says you wish to display the results. Okay, if you click no anyway, it's going to be saved under the diagnosis report. You can click yes and you can see your results. Okay, so this is nice, so you can have a record of what you're doing. The diagnosis report, I think we have some of the participants here in the webinar that they perform surveys. The diagnosis report is crucial for them, but even for technicians, you can say to your customers, look, I charge you that amount of money, but look what I have done. Or just to keep a record, you can have a customer that comes 6 months later, next year, everything's going to be recorded. Okay, and also totally for free, you can save all this information on the cloud. So if your computer gets damaged, don't worry. Whenever you install another computer, it's going to recognize the serial number of the unit. It's going to ask you, do you want to retrieve that information? Just click yes, and that's it. So don't worry. Everything you're doing is being saved, okay? Calibrations, depending on where we are. In this case, we can adjust the trim limit. It's going to be the same thing, step 1, step 2, step 3. So it's very simple, and it's consistent. We're going to go to another type of brand, and you're going to see that it's pretty much the same. Okay, operation data, also very important to see the state of the engine. Okay, so this is also very important, good functionality. Also to for brokers to buy and sell engines, you need to know how the engine is. Okay, and data recorder, that's super new, new from our previous version, a new functionality. This is the data recorder. we were able to do a C-trail, but now we're going to be able to select measurements and record up to 30 minutes, okay? Then you can go back to your shop and you can just click play and see what's going on. If you have fault codes when you don't know when they get active or not, or just to record how the engine is, you can use this functionality, okay? Just going to select 4. Just record, okay? You do your C-trail, and then that's it. You just need to click here. It's being recorded, okay? Click accept. Now you can see read full codes. You can click into the play button. And here you will see if you have a code that gets active or not. Okay, so now you just click pause, you know, in what exact time, how the measurements were at that same moment. And this is the same as when we get into the read full codes. Also the technical information that's related, free-stream data, help and compensate the fault, see information about the component, okay? This is very, very, very good, okay? You can access all your records about this, the data recorder here in data player. You can click and that's it, okay? So everything is being saved in your PC, okay? Okay, so right now, let's start with all the technical information. We have system technical data. Here you will see all the components are connected to the ECM, okay? We have a search engine again. You can just click sensor and see everything that's related to a sensor, or you can just click to different options and you will see all this. Also tiny torques and all that. Diagrams I already showed to you again, but I'm gonna go afterwards to another brand so you see that it's pretty much the same. Vessel service data, okay? This is the other report that we can generate. All this technical information, it's taken from the official manuals. We just filter the most important information and we put it in the software, okay? So here, it's just, you know, like a checklist, like change engine oil filter, and change engine oil, etc. You can just click. You can even click your notes, add your notes, okay? Notes. When you perform something, you can click into the check option, and here you can see a preview of the report, okay? Before diagnostics report, everything you're doing regarding the diagnostics, and right now this is regarding the maintenance. Again, same structure, your logo, date, time, user, customer, vessel, and everything you're doing, okay? Important to save the diagnostics report. Whenever you get out from the ECM, the software is going to ask you, do you want to save the diagnostics report? But in the maintenance report, you need to click here, okay? Save report, okay? Here you can just, you know, name it as you want, or also here you can create a new customer, add all the information about the customer, contact details, add vessels, okay? Or you can just add it into an existing user. That's why it's so important the GRP. That way everything's going to be saved, and if you can filter then by customer, by vessel, etc., it's going to be easier. After 1 year, 2 years, you have 500, 1,000 reports. If you don't have all the information like related to the customer, it's going to be more difficult to retrieve the information, okay? So in this is 2 examples that just made up. And just add new vessel, okay? And right away, you know, the software knows that you're in a cruiser 5.0 MPI. Here you can even select the systems that you have, okay? Because as I told you before, that doesn't mean that in every 5.0 MPI you will have all the systems that we need. That's why you need to perform a system scan, okay? That's it, okay? So it's very simple. That's it, very simple. Okay, this is if you want to synchronize into GRP. Why? Because as we're saving these in our cloud, and if you have multiple computers or Jaltest tools, At some point you will need to synchronize if you want to be saved in the servers. But if you click no, it's going to be saved locally, and then you can just synchronize afterwards. So you don't have to have internet at every time. As you can see here again, add customized sheet. You can create your own maintenance guides. Again, you will see like with a little star. That means that it has been customized by the customer, by the user, is not from Jaltest Marine. Okay, that's all technical data. This is not diagnostics, this is technical information, but it's very useful to have all this, okay? And as we have, I didn't say that already, we have 3 updates every year, every 4 months, okay? We have new functionalities, we have new makes, new models, new systems, also new technical information. We're open to know your suggestions. That's why in Jaltest feedback, that's not just for errors or information, is also for suggestions. As we develop based on customer needs, this is very important to know your feedback, okay? Here, very important, whenever you contact us, you need to put your email address, otherwise we won't be able to reply. Okay, vessel, the Jaltest already knows that we're connected to this vessel. If you can put the chassis number, shell number, as much information that you can, this is very important. This is just about your computer. You can also add some screenshots or whatever. This is important too. When you send a Jaltest feedback, when you're facing some problems, it's not just your message. It's like a communication information file. So that way we can analyze how the Jaltest link interface communicating with the ECM. So this is important. If you're facing situations, send a Jaltest feedback. Contact us too, but you can use this as a very useful communication channel with our engineering department, okay? Just clicking I read and accept, send, and that's it. Okay? So it's very simple. Here you can also have the Jaltest feedback history, so you can retrieve everything that you have sent and all that, so you can know if you get replied or not and all that, okay? So, well, getting back to the vessel technical data, you will see all this information, very useful, and again, within the software. Okay. Troubleshooting guides, okay? So, we have 2 types of troubleshooting guides, by fault codes and by symptoms. By fault code is related to the fault code. It's true that you won't find in all of them, okay? But we're adding, every 4 months, we're adding more troubleshooting guides by fault codes. But by symptoms, you will find it in most of the brands and models, okay? Also, by symptoms is important because you can have some symptoms that doesn't have to be related to an electronic situation, okay? And here again, you see the plus green symbol. You can customize your own troubleshooting guides, okay? So this is important. Okay. Now I can go to DTS, clicking to connect. And well, I just click very fast. It tells you that you need to use another connector. That's important. I was connected with the 603M, but if you want to connect to the DTS, which is part of the smart card technology, you will need to connect to the connector. Like you can find it in the engine, also in the smart card, the junction box, okay? And it looks like this. Also, we had a call the other day. A customer tried to do a DTS calibration on a Cummins engine. As I told you before, they buy the technology from Mercury, and he was trying to do it with the 9-pin connector. Obviously, he couldn't do anything, and it was very simple. So he tried to find the other connector, and that's it. He was able to do his job. Okay. Here again, JDC 600, 650, depending if the resistance is in the cover, in the cap or not. You will need to use one cable or the other. Okay. We can click into connect. And we'll go inside, okay? Obviously, you won't find all the groups here because here's just for the calibration, okay? But it's very simple. Just follow the steps. Here, XML code, obviously. We're writing on the ECM. Step 1, this is very important here because you have all the information you need, okay? All the information you need is here, okay? And right now, it's just going to be to all the steps. Okay, the engine must be stopped. Click into check. You will see, the state of the how it's configured right now. Okay, so this is important. And just go with number of engines. You can click 2. Number of helms 1. So it's just following the steps. Okay, so again, important. Make sure all the control cells are in neutral. You click yes. Move the controller to the reverse position, RWOT. Okay, so you just need to follow the steps. Okay, I'm not gonna finish the whole process. Again, this is the first webinar, but I'm gonna be doing more in the future. Also, I'm open to know your suggestions. You can send it through the chat or to our customer support email address. We can do things about just inboard, just outboards, or maybe just talk about some specific brands. As we develop based on customer needs, but we also want to do these webinars based on customer needs and suggestions. Okay, so here is just to follow all the steps. Okay, very important. If we don't do everything correctly in the calibration, you won't save anything. You will need to start again. Okay, so right now I'm going outside of the ECM, and right now it asks me if I want to save the diagnostics report. This is important. If you click no, it won't be saved. You can click yes. Again, you can add this to a specific customer. That's it. Okay. Use to synchronize, I would say no. Okay, so real quick, because I want to explain you the GRP, I'm gonna get into an outboards. The E-techs are pretty technological. Also very important, in this version we added the G2 big blocks, so it's a great update. Okay, right now I also wanted to get here why, because as you can see, you cannot use the multi-pins here. Okay, it has electronics inside. Okay, other thing very important, if you see here use power supply, use power supply. You see it here anyway on the picture, but if you don't use it, you won't be able to do anything. This is not common on the connectors. Okay, normally you don't need to give external power supply. Okay, because you're taking it from one of the pins, but in some situations you will need it, and we're telling you process. To use power supply, or you can click into the plus option, and it says using a direct connector requires a connector to receive external power supply from the battery cable. Okay, so let's go to the ECM. You will see it's consistent, same menus, same things, but obviously if you click into parameters, I think before we had engine location and some other process, and here you will find, yes, engine location, but you can find all things that are specific to this brand, to this model. Okay, very important, injector coding. We are the only aftermarket tool that's able to perform injector coding, injector calibration. Okay, we have some customers that use the tool on a daily basis. Others, just because we are able to do one specific thing, 2, 3, 4, 5 specific things, they will buy the tool. So not every customer has the same needs, and that's why it's important to know all this. Anyway, if you have doubts in coverage side, you can contact your distributor, or you can contact us and we'll be able to reply you. Okay, and also important, you have seen that we have multiple plugs. You already know that. It's not like in other sectors, like in the truck side, where you just find mostly 3 connectors. Here we have like about 50, 60 cables in this for Jaltest Marine. So it's important to know the part number. If you have doubts, contact us, and that's it. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty much the same structure. Okay, so it's very simple. Just the learning curve is going to be low because you just need to learn it once, and obviously the functions are going to be different, but it's very user friendly. That's one of the key selling points of our tool. Okay, I would say no, I'm not going to save this report. Okay, so right now, GRP. This is the garage resource planning. I believe is a great tool. I assume that some or many, or I don't know, some companies have their own management tool, but at least if you can create user accounts, you can retrieve your diagnosis reports, and you can create your customer vessel list, that's great. Okay, so as you can see, you have user type. Why? Because we can create different user type, depending on the user type, you have more or less rights, more or less restrictions. Okay, the main ones is the expert mode code. Not every user type has the expert mode code. In my situation, when I log in, I have the expert mode right away. I don't have to put it. Okay. Also, not every user type has the rights to, for example, assign work orders. Not everyone has the right to delete reports and all that. Okay, so it's pretty much the main things. But the good thing is the administrator, the owner of the tool, can adjust all this and know who has rights or not. Okay, so customer vessel list. Although I showed it to you before, you can create this when creating a report, or you can create it here. Okay, you can add a new customer, you can view, you can modify, you can delete. I just made up all this. Okay, so you can see the information of the user. You have all the vessels and the contact details. You might think, hey, I don't have all these functionalities available. Okay, why? Because we have 3 steps of GRP. We have the basic GRP, we have the GRP Synchro, okay, and we have the GRP Enterprise. Okay, so in this situation, if you want to save all this in our servers, and if you want to have like 1 tool and 3 computers, you need to set up the GRP Synchro. Okay, even with the GRP Synchro, you have some options that are not available. That is because you need to request the GRP Enterprise. Okay, it's very simple. You just need to contact us, customer support at jaltest.com, serial number of the unit, user, email address, name of the user, and that's it. Okay, normally it's something for users that have multiple tools, but anyone can request it even if you just have 1 tool. Okay, so I just suggest you, if you need it, just do it. Okay, send us an email and that's it. Okay, so vessel list again. You can create your vessels and then you can retrieve all the information. Okay, this is useful because at the end you will be generating a lot of reports. You better have everything well saved so you can then retrieve it easily. Okay. Reports. We have 3 types of reports. We have the diagnostics reports, maintenance reports, and work order reports. Okay. Diagnostics reports here, as you have seen, I've recorded these under a specific customer and engine model. Here I didn't. So if you have here multiple reports, it will be difficult to know if it's for a specific customer or the other. Here you just need to click into see report. Again, you can print this as a PDF. You can just, export to Excel. That's up to the customer. Okay. Maintenance reports, I show it to you, is like the maintenance checklist. Again, you can customize the maintenance guide, so you can add your own and you can use this. And the work order reports. Okay. This you can generate because the administrator can assign work orders to a specific technician. Okay, so when that technician finish his task, the administrator has to validate that it's finished, and then you can generate the work order report. Okay, all the reports look pretty much the same. It's just the specific customer and what you have done, and also the time that you're consuming. Okay. Why? Because you can assign task and you can assign time. Okay. As you can see, you have different status: new, open, finish, close, cancel, etc. Okay, and you can see this from your office. Okay, in some companies, you have people that they don't get into mechanics, into the engine, but they are at the office. So you can use this to control everything. And even if you can have multiple locations, or you can have guys are in mobile shoppers, mobile technicians. So if they're doing something and they're in another place, you can access to all this information from the GRP. Okay. A little example, we want to add a new order. Okay. I will just say order 1. You can add this to a specific customer. Just use the same one. and add task. Okay, it can be from task templates with reference times or new. Okay, and right now we'll just put task 1, description, ABC, and user. Okay, so right now I'm the only user in my network. I will assign the task to myself, but if you have multiple users, you just can assign it to whoever. Okay, even if that person is in another location. Estimated time, he will say 1 hour. That's it. Okay, check. And now obviously you need to synchronize because you have to send it to some other technician or user. Okay, as you can see here, you see new. Why? Because the technician hasn't opened the task yet. Okay, you will see the time. You can even send notes from with each other and all that. Okay, so myself, I've assigned the task to myself, so I can go to my task from here or wherever in the software. I can click here and go to my task. Okay. Here now you will see assigned and the play button. Okay, you can click it so you can record how much time you're spending. Okay, here you can add some notes and you have like a little chat. Okay, and you can also see task. Okay, estimated time, spent time. Okay, I will click into check and the software will record how much you're spending. Okay, so this is something good so you can keep more control of every task. If right now I'm just changing to another task and I open it, this will pause and you will start to recall the time from the other. Okay. And again, everybody can receive the orders, but not everyone can assign them. Okay. So here, workshop, we have all the tasks. Okay. Assign, you will see all this, what user, and then you can have some reports, workshop time reports. You will see, filter by user and by date. You will see the time, okay, and also by vessel, okay. You can retrieve this information and know how much time you're spending per vessel, even if you have multiple users doing that task, okay. Tool use history, same situation, by user, by Jaltest link, and you can retrieve this information, okay. Last, reception form, okay, and I don't know if you have seen in the human resources we have different user types. One of them is reception, so that person maybe he or she won't be at the shop, but they can use the GRP, okay, so you can just create new reception forms and all that. So I believe it's a great tool that's added at no additional cost. I'm sure not everyone use it or not everyone use it in full capacity, but this is important to explain everything. So maybe you can take more advantage of this functionality to be more efficient. Okay. Here also in the configuration side, here's where you can add your company data, and here is where you can add the logo. Okay. Where I was here. Reports, you will see your logo. You can add the logo of your own company, okay? Every report will have your logo, okay? Your logo here, that's it, okay? Okay, next things here we have the social media options, okay? This webinar is gonna be uploaded in YouTube, okay? Also, well, you will have also in Facebook and all that, but we're doing some vlogs and we're adding new videos. This is very good for you guys, so you can see some functionalities and how to use the tool, okay? So here in configuration, main menu, configuration. Here you have language, okay? Graphic customization, that's up to you. Activate extra mode, okay, this is important. Here you can click the box and add your 6-digit code, okay. Units of measurements, okay, that's what I was trying to get before. You can use the imperial system, the international system, or just one by one. Okay, these are the most important functionalities. Okay, Jaltest link. Okay, here you can change from USB to Bluetooth connection. Okay, and you can also perform connection test. Okay, sometimes we get calls, I'm not able to connect, and the first thing we do is we get here and we see if you have enough voltage. Okay, as you can see, have USB. Why? Because the only voltage we're getting is from the PC. Okay, obviously with this we won't be able to do anything. Okay, Jaltest feedback. I've already explained this. License. Okay, that's just the license you have, expiration date, serial number, all that. Here's when you renew your license. You just need to click in license management. Okay, data player, where you can retrieve all your data recorder. Brand model personalization. Okay, so here you can create your own brands. Okay, you can call it however you want. Okay, you can select. It's gonna be an outboard. I'm just gonna call it, Jaltest outboard. Add new model. Add system. Obviously, we need to cover that model. Okay, but you can just select. Okay, it's the same like in a Mercury 115C Pro G3. Okay, this is model one. Okay. That way we can create our own brands. Okay. Like, as you can see, Jaltest outboard. Okay, so this can be useful, for example, for the gensets. Okay, if you prefer to see it as a genset instead of the stationary engines, you can just name it as the genset and not the stationary engine. As long as you are using a model of engine that we're covering, that's it. Okay, so I think this is also, this is up to the customer, based on customer needs, but so you can see all the functionalities. This is just like a keyboard screenshots, and here we have the help button. Okay, we have the remote assistance, installation guide, glossary. So everything is in the software. We have a lot of acronyms with the description. Okay, you can just select everything. You will see that. Also, units conversion. This is like a converter. Okay, you will see whatever pressure. You have multiple options, more than in the units of measurements. Okay. Also, something important, icon description. If you want, you have different icons and you will see the description. Okay. And to end, again, I've already explained contact details. You have problems, situations, anything, just call us, phone number, email address, remote assistance, or Jaltest feedback. Okay. So I think we have made, 1 hour, have explained pretty much everything. We're gonna open all the questions here. Yeah, do you have any questions?
You have a question about the Cummins.
Yeah.
So if you hook up to the Cummins engines with Insight, you have a lot of parameters that you can look at.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Jaltest, like the QSC 83, with the Jaltest, you only have maybe like 10 or 15.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is that something that we could? I talked with the guy at Diesel Laptops about it. I don't know if he talked with you guys, but so the parameters on the Marine engines are virtually the same as the Onroad.
Well, yeah, more or less, yeah.
So are we going to be able to get all the parameters that you have on Onroad on the Marine as well?
Okay, but are you trying to use the Insight, like Onroad Insight for boats?
I have, yeah. I have Insight for On-Road, yes, and
Onroad.
I have hooked it up to the
Yeah, here the
USB.
situation is as we are adding the information of the marine side, you might find different things, but I think the best thing you can do is send us an email or if you, to us or contact these adapters directly and tell us what exact parameters you don't find in Jaltest Marine, so I can talk with the engineering department and see what's going on to see if something that we can do or what are the restrictions and all that. So please, if you can, send us an email with all those parameters, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
For example, here in idle speed, you don't find it in the marine inside, and we have added because we have seen that it works, and we took it from the on-road side. But I'm aware that at the end, as an aftermarket tool, we need to respect the what functionalities you find on the, in this case, the marine inside. But again, send us an email with all that, and we'll take a look. Okay?
Okay, yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have hi? Which selection menu? Okay, so let me get it. Also, other thing from the person that was asking about comments. Did you try to connect through stationary engines? Do you find the same functionalities?
No, I did not try it through
I didn't try.
stationary. Just no.
Try it
I can
sometimes
try it.
because if it's the same ECM, you can in most of situations you can use it. But anyway, send us an email and we'll take a look. You know, and just tell us what are the functionalities that you don't see here. Okay, so I have somebody else here about MAN. Okay, so if, I don't know why you are not able to connect. I think the best thing you can do is contact us so we can remote in. That's why we have the remote assistance and we can see what's going on. Here, the only thing that I can tell you is as this is a common rail engine, you have two different systems. So you need to get into both of them because some codes and measures you'll find in the engine or in the central computer. Okay, but in your case, the best thing you can do is give us your contact information and we'll be able to contact you. Okay, so we see what's going on. We can remote in and we'll see what's going on. Okay, Felix. Yes, of course. Actually, we are going to upload this webinar on a YouTube channel. Okay, so you can just see it as many times you want. And we're gonna be doing more webinars. So if you can send us an email, all of you requesting specific, I don't know, brands or functionalities, let us know so we can prepare that based on your suggestions. I don't know if you have more questions. Anyway, as I was saying, contact details, email address, phone number. Yeah, we're gonna upload the webinar into our YouTube channel. Okay, so you need to wait a few days, and our marketing department will edit the video, and you're gonna see everything in our YouTube channel. Actually, you have a vlog over there, also explaining general aspects and how you can install the software from the beginning. Okay. Yeah, just type, Jaltest Marine into YouTube, and you'll find it. And other thing here, that's it. Go into your software, click into YouTube, and We'll take you to our YouTube channel. Okay, more questions? Okay, if you don't have more questions, thank you. Okay. Oh, it's not scheduled yet. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we can do something in December, or just wait until next year. But I just need to know that we're gonna do it like maybe every month, every 2 months. We're gonna upload some new webinars. Okay. But again, if you have some suggestions, send us an email, and that way we can work on your suggestions. Okay. Well, just to say thank you to everyone. I don't know if you're all users. I think there's some distributors, maybe some potential customers. Um, to let you know that we are updating the tool every 4 months. Okay, so this is not a summer love. I will always say that. We have years and years of experience in omics diagnostics, and just expect a better tool every update. Okay, you have multiple functionalities in diagnostics, technical information management tool. You have the customer support. So Jaltest Marine is here to grow your business for dealers, for independent shops, for yacht owners, for technical schools, everybody who is in the maintenance side. Okay, so thank you very much, and that's it. See you next time. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.